Hi students, welcome to first year commerce class. In this class we are going to learn a very important concept that we are going to understand the steps involved in incorporation of a company. For the almost 5 to 6 classes, whenever I have started the topic joint stock company, in every class I am using the word registration, incorporation. You have to complete certain legal formalities, documents are to be submitted. So, registration karana, incorporation karana, regularly we are using this word. But exactly you don't know what are the steps involved in incorporation of a company. Okay. So, here, what are the various legal formalities you have to fulfill with the registrar of companies and the concerned officials to complete your registration formality. See, the other day I told you, if you have to take admission in a junior college, straight away you won't come and join. First, what you have to do? You will inquire in various junior colleges, the courses they are offering, the timings, the fee structure, distance between your house and the college, transport facility, safety, everything you will consider, and the academic performance of that college you will inquire. And once you decide to join a particular college, there will be certain formalities. So what you will do? You have to take an application form, fill it all the details, okay, then pay the prescribed fee. Then you will become the official student of a junior college. What I mean to say is, there are certain steps involved for every process, for every activity we perform, like starting a junior college, taking admission into a junior college or a school or to a postgraduate college. There will be certain formalities. So all those formalities put together in incorporation of a company is called as steps in incorporation of a company. Incorporation is also called as registration. Incorporation is also called as registration. So, what are the various steps involved? Let us discuss one by one. First one is obtaining DIN. What is DIN? Director Identification Number. Director's identification number. See, nowadays it is the digital era. I hope all of you understand the meaning of digital era. Means previously, all the applications we were writing on the paper. So today it is paperless. Means what you have to do? You have to submit everything on online. Computer may fill up karna. So all the form, whatever you, only few schools and colleges are following offline, but now we see that most of the developed schools are conducting admissions online only. Okay. Digital application, or we say e-application. E-application means electronic application. Your new students also, when you come to junior college and you have to apply scholarship, earlier there used to be a form and you have to write it and submit in the office. Now it is not like that. You go to any MeSeva, okay, or APTS online services office, you give your details, the concerned operator will fill up all the details in computer itself and will submit. It will go to the concerned person. Okay, and for everything you need not have the paperwork nowadays. Paperwork is minimized, everything is online. digital. Okay. Even you are paying examination fees to Usman University or Board of Intermediate, or you are applying for bus pass. Even once you come to offline classes, you will understand all these things. Previously, if you had to take bus pass, means you have to get a application form from the concerned bus depot and then fill it up and go to that concerned bus station or the concerned counters to apply for bus pass. Nowadays, it is not required. Simply you can submit your bus pass from any Mi-Seva and you will get a printout. Everything run on OTPs and all these things. Okay, digital means based on technology. So in case of incorporation of company also, nowadays all the forms are online. So whenever we have to sign online forms for the officials, we require digital signatures. Most of the times you might have seen on income certificates or cash certificates, if you take from the concerned government officials, you will find digital signatures, means automatically it will print the signature on the certificate. You need not sign again and again. Okay. For example, a concerned MRO is issuing you income certificate, that names are there. Once the name and everything is filled up, at the end the signature automatically comes. Again, you don't require the certificate to be signed by that concerned official. It is already signed. So at the bottom of the page, you will find the digital signature. Okay. So means digital signature means already it will come on the form printed. So after incorporation of company, the directors of a company also will have to sign various documents. So as nowadays it is online, so the directors need not sign. On every official document of the company, the director's sign must be there in a digital manner. So that is the reason initially what we have to do is, first of all, obtain the director's identification number, because there will be certain number of directors. The other day we have discussed it. In a private company, minimum 2, maximum no limit. In public company, minimum 3, maximum 20 are the number of directors. So who are the directors? Their number, some serial number will be there, and their signatures we have to take first. Digital signatures are to be taken from the directors. Then application for approval of name. This is very, very important. Approval of name means, see, you will be finalizing a name for your firm now. You may keep Sri Medhavi Limited, you may keep Reliance Limited, you may keep Ahmed Limited, Siraj Limited, Suleiman Limited, Rabbani Enterprises, Sri Ram Private Limited, Sri Krishna Private Limited, Sai Ram Private Limited. Various names you will keep, no? How do you decide the name? What are the various rules applicable in selecting a name? Are you allowed to take any name? No. As per Companies Act 1956, there are certain restrictions, certain rules regarding the selection of a name. Any company, any promoter who wish to float a company can choose a name according to his wish, but he has to follow some rules and regulations. The first rule is, you are not supposed to keep any name which is already registered, which is already existing. You are not supposed to use the same name. For example, this is 2020. I want to start a company. I cannot name Reliance India Limited because it is already existing. I cannot name Tata Limited because it is already existing. I cannot take Wipro. I cannot take Infosys. I cannot take Mahindra Satyam. I cannot take Samsung. I cannot take LG. Why? Because already those companies are working. So you are not supposed to take the name of a company which is already in the market, which is already registered. Without copying the name, you can choose your name. At the same time, you are not supposed to use any name which is related to government, like municipal corporation, gram panchayat, government, corporation. This type of words you are not supposed to use. Then it should not resemble any company which is already registered. And if it is a private company, as already we have discussed it, you should have the suffix private limited. That means at the end of your name, the words private limited must be there. If it is a public company, the word limited must be there at the end of the name. So by following these rules, you have to fix your name. That means fix the name for your company. So for that purpose, what you have to do? You have to write a letter to the Register of Companies. Sir, we have decided to name our company as Madhusudan Private Limited. Is it okay? So then what the official will do? He will verify whether it is already existing company or somebody is already registered. Are there any complications, restrictions, objections for such name? Then they will approve. If no objections are there, if that company is not existing earlier, it is free of complications, so you are allowed. So for your company, you have to select the name. For the name, you have to get approval, means permission from the Register of Companies. Then preparation of Memorandum of Association. It is a very, very important document. Memorandum of Association is a constitution of the company. It can be described as charter of a company, foundation of a company on which the structure of the company is constructed. Means Memorandum of Association is a very important prime document which consists of the entire information about the company from name to its objectives. So in detail, what exactly Memorandum of Association, how we have to draft it, what does it contain, we discuss in the next lesson. In the next lesson, we have got all other documents which we have to submit to the Register of Companies. There we have got about Memorandum of Association. So here you remember that Memorandum of Association is a very, very important document which is to be submitted to the Register of Companies for the incorporation of our company. Then same way, another document is called Articles of Association. Like Memorandum of Association, Articles of Association. Articles means certain rules and regulations, certain points we draft on a paper, that also is to be submitted to the Register of Companies for the incorporation. So exactly like Memorandum of Association, Articles of Association is a very, very important document. And what does it contain? How we have to draft? What is the information we provide in that articles? Okay, that we discuss in the next lesson. Then apart from that, we have to prepare some other documents also. What are the other documents? Like directors' names, power of attorney, okay, some other petty documents will be there. Those documents also we have to prepare. Then comes statutory declaration. Statutory declaration. What do you mean by declaration, ma? Declaration means we appeal, we confirm that the information what we have provided is correct and I follow the rules and regulations laid down by the concerned official. Like that we give the declaration. Many a times we see when you fill up the college application form, at the end of that you will have the declaration. I so and so confirm that all the details submitted in the above columns are correct to my knowledge, and I am going to abide by the rules and regulations of the college. If I am indisciplined or say if any information is wrong, I am ready for the punishment. Like that one declaration will be there in every application form and you will sign. That means you are committing yourselves that you are going to follow the rules and regulations. Similarly here, these directors, whenever the promoters are floating the company, they have to inform, they have to give consent to the Register of Companies that they will follow the rules and regulations laid down by the Companies Act and they conduct the company in a legal manner, in a smooth manner, without damaging the interest of the shareholders, and they follow the government rules and regulations. That's how they have to give the declaration. That is called as statutory declaration. Means the declaration which is required as per the statute. Statute means law, rule. Which rules we follow in company? We follow the rules and regulations of Companies Act 2013. So whatever the rules are laid down, those rules we follow. So as per that rule, we are giving the declaration that we so and so are furnishing all the documents. They are true to our knowledge, and we follow the rules and regulations, and we follow the instructions given by you. Then you have to sign. That is what called as statutory declaration. Then comes filling application form. Yes, you will have an online application form. All the details, whatever the name you want to keep for your company, and all the other details, whatever is there in there will be a stipulated form, prescribed application form. Like you come to a college with a college name, there is a printed format form now. So in the form, you will have name of the father, mother, religion, caste, income status, 10th class marks, everything is there in the application form now. Similarly, when you have to apply for incorporation of a company, you will find a e-form, electronic application form in the system itself. Once you open, it will just go on asking once the details. There you type and submit. That is what filling application form means. Fill up the application form which is there ready in the online. Okay, electronic form will be there, e-form will be there. So online application form you have to fill by giving all the details, okay, asked by the registrar of company. That application form you need not prepare. It is already there. In the printed format it will be there. So whatever the information they are asking in that application form, you have to just type. Clear? Then payment of registration fees. So the registration is not done at free of cost. You have to pay some amount to the registrar of companies. For private company and public company, there will be difference of amount. So what that is, that will be changing according to the time period. That is not mentioned how many thousands you have to pay. So whatever is the registrar of company prescribes that fees, it will be different for private company and private public company. So according to your requirement, whether you are going to register your company as a private company or a public company, it is your wish. The other day I told you, once you come to a college, whether you take MPC, BPC, MECC, it is your choice. Similarly, when you incorporate a company, whether you want to incorporate it as a private company or as a one person company or as a public company, it is your option. So according to the requirement, you have to pay the registration fees. Then incorporation certificate means when you file the application form and you pay the registration fees, if all the details submitted by you and all the documents prepared by you are correct, like you are submitting memorandum of association, articles of association, other documents like director's declaration, their power of attorney, okay, if it is a public company, some other agreements, okay, the digital signatures, all these documents you have to attach to this application form. Like you come to college and you want to take admission, what you do? To your application form, you will enclose your income certificate, your caste certificate, Aadhaar card xerox, then 10th class marks. These are very much required for getting scholarship, etc., etc. Initially, without taking your memo, 10th class memo, we don't give the admission. Okay, at least you have to give that internet xerox. So you are enclosing certain documents to your application form. Similarly here, for this application form, you will be enclosing all these documents. So when these documents are correct and you have paid the prescribed fees, and when the registrar of companies, there is an official called registrar of companies. So when this registrar of companies is satisfied about the details submitted by you and your application form is correct, then you are given the certificate. Yes, accepted, your application is accepted, right. Your company is registered. So with so and so number, you will be given a registration number. Like when you register your bike or car, you will get a number now. For bike number, registration number you will get. Similarly, when you apply for a SIM card, you will get a number now. Whether you take Airtel SIM, Jio SIM or BSNL SIM, you will get a mobile number. Similarly, whenever we incorporate our company, you are given a number. A registered number will be given to you by the registrar of companies once all your formalities are completed. So this is a new syllabus, very much useful to all the upcoming students, when you wish to become an entrepreneur or you become the part of management, if you have this knowledge, it will be very useful for you, right? So these are the steps involved in incorporation of a company.